What is going on, people? My name is Luca Williams, and on this channel I want to be speaking about my own experiences in the world, being a spiritual person myself, and how it's affecting me, what affects me spiritually negatively and positively, how maybe I can give advice if someone would want advice, and yeah, it's sort of just me rambling on about my own ideas and ideologies and things that I'm learning and experiencing in this world, just like you are. So to begin with, this is the topic for this video. I think it should be is this book here. I know everybody probably knows this, The Power of Now, the Eckhart Tolle one. I like this book. I'm not going to do a review on it like that, but I like this book because it articulates everything that we already think and sort of know in plain sight, and it's sort of liberating, because you're like, oh, that's exactly how I feel, but I could never get the words out, or that's exactly how I felt, but I sort of needed it putting onto paper or something to fully understand. But I'm just going to read a few quotes that I like, and then I'm going to talk about them. And before I read the notes, I wanted to say I just had a moment then. Obviously anybody spiritual understands certain spiritual experiences as they bumble along in life. But I just had one where I had a feeling that I needed to get up and do something with my life, as in get up and write a song, because maybe I want to be a songwriter, or read tons of information out of a book, or just educate yourself. But really, the best time to become a success in what you want to do externally and in your career and your general life, it comes at a time when it's meant to come. You know, the only time we have on this earth is the present that we know it. Like right now I'm speaking into my phone. There's loads of stuff holding the camera up because I don't have a tripod. Outside it's 11:09. That's the own 11:09 plus the amount of seconds that it has coming up to 11:10 is the only moment we have. We don't have we have the future. Everybody knows we're not just gonna like black out all of a sudden. Everyone's gonna drop dead. You know what I mean? So we do have the future. We don't have the past. And to project something from to project the future with the lens of the past is what negatively impacts me, and that's what I notice. Because to think of something that will happen in the future with things that have happened in the past is using what you know to explain the unknowable, because the future is unknowable. No one can scientifically predict it. You can sort of predict it in the short foreseeable future, but other than that, no one can see it. No one can feel it, no one can see it, you can only talk about it and imagine. So that's sort of a hypothesis that I came up to, that I sort of just came up with. Yeah, I'm just gonna read a few quotes out of this book, and I'm gonna talk about them. Which one was it? On another level, I speak of a profound transformation of human consciousness, not as a distant future possibility, but available now. No matter who you are shown how free yourself. You have shown how to free yourself from enslavement of the mind. Enter into this enlightened state of consciousness and sustain it in everyday life. Oh, sorry, I can't really read properly on camera. It's the first time I've sort of done a video or whatever. So what Eckhart is saying there, Mr. Tolle is saying, is on another level I speak of a profound transformation of human consciousness, not as a distant future possibility, but available now. You know? Right. So you know how you think, I'm gonna change my mindset over a year, a period of 6 months, and then you wake up in 6 months and you might have got the result that you wanted, but because you didn't believe you could transform your psyche then and there with the right sort of mindset and practice and capability, he could have just cut that 6 months maybe short, because in his brain the prospect of 6 months down the line is an amazing prospect. I'm going to have this together, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to have this job, I'm going to be satisfied, and maybe I'll reach that point in my mind where I'm peaceful, when really it's more of a now thing. You know, if you were lazy, if you were really lazy and sort of you did nothing all day every day, you're on your phone all day, watching TV all day, in bed, right, whenever you have a day off or whatever, imagine, and then you read something, let's say a quote. I'm not speaking for myself, even though usually when people give examples, they're referring to something that, an experience that they've experienced. But say you are a lazy person who lays in bed on their phone all day, never does exercise, doesn't eat healthily, and then one day you're just like, you have sort of an epiphany, or you understand that you can change the way your mind works and thinks, and you can just start doing the things that you've wanted to manifest into reality for so long. So the eating healthier thing, you might go downstairs and make, I don't know, you're hungry and you make a salad instead of you eat like a frozen pizza or something out of the freezer. So you make these decisions because decisions are just thoughts that are then transcended into a movement of the body and into reality. So we need to understand that using almost manipulating how you think, you can bear witness on the thoughts and bend them into the correct shape that they should be, because you know all. You know what's good and what's bad. You know what's right and what's wrong. So if you can just bend these thoughts round that sort of imaginative corner, and you can proceed with the things that you've been wanting to achieve, but you thought that you could only achieve through shift of mindset. So remember that you can actually sort of airbend your mind into thinking the positives and the knowings that the now is all we have, and the capability of what I want to be able to achieve is in the moment, in the present, and inside you. Remember that. The next quote I want to read is, "You are not your mind." That's actually a whole chapter title. But the first bit, "The greatest obstacle of enlightenment." Enlightenment, what is that? "A beggar had been sitting on the side of the road for over 30 years. My God, I'll be 49 in 30 years. I was just thinking that as well. Back like an hour ago or so. On the road for 30 years. One day a stranger walked by. "Spare some change, mate," mumbled the beggar, mechanically holding up his baseball cap. "I have nothing to give you," said the stranger. Then he asked, "What's that you are sitting on?" "Nothing," replied the beggar, "just an old box. I have been sitting on for as long as I can remember." "Ever looked what's inside?" asked the stranger. "No," said the beggar. What's the point? There's nothing in there." "Have a look inside," insisted the stranger. The beggar managed to pry open the lid. With astonishment and disbelief and elation, he saw the box filled with gold. "I am that stranger who has nothing to give you, who is telling you to look inside. Not inside any box, as in parable, as in like in the third dimensional world, but somewhere even closer inside yourself." "But I am not a beggar," I can hear you say. So you're begging from yourself. That's using your ego to beg yourself to look inside, because you're not a beggar. You think you'll attract what it takes, when really it takes work and understanding. "Those who have not found their true wealth, which is the radiant joy of being and the deep, unshakable peace that comes with it, are beggars. Even if they have great material wealth, they are looking outside for scraps and pleasure or fulfillment, for validation, security, or love, while they have the treasure within that it not only includes all of these things, but is infinitely greater than anything that the world can offer." So what he's saying is, I'm not like, when I say what he's saying is like, I'm melting it right down to a boiling point, you know. What you're saying is everything that you need, and like you think that the external joys will bring you that happiness that you so badly crave. Everybody craves happiness. Terrorists in Afghanistan and want happiness. They want fulfillment. That might be even why they're doing this, so that they can grasp the power that they so desperately think they need, when really all they want is connection and inner peace, where they feel that they can just sit and be at peace and have joy and happiness and serenity. Everybody has it in them. Even the evilest people on earth, they want to feel that this way. They want to do this so they can feel a good sensation consistently, rather than a deep yearning and loss of fulfillment and disconnection. That it is in everybody. So you need to understand that. And all these goals and your dreams and your aspirations that you're chasing, they work with you and for you. They should work with you and for you, because to chase the money aspect of a job, but really sacrifice your time and experience on this planet, is a terrible waste, and it's a terrible thing to be conscious of and yet still do. Like I've been doing. I work full time and I'm not enjoying myself, and it's not because I'm weak. I can't hold down a full-time job. I'm only 19 years old, but that's also not an excuse. But my mind and my body is telling me I can't waste the human experience, however young you think someone is and how much time you think they have. When you're conscious of how quick you realize time goes and how unfathomable the relentless shift of time is, and age, and the closer inevitability to the grave, to put it in a morbid sense. But once you realize that you can't go around wasting your time, you have to do something you're content with, and you have to understand that, and you have to follow through and do it. Otherwise you are going to be sad and unfulfilled, and maybe even suicidal and disconnected from reality. Suicide is an incredible thing when you think about it. Somebody is so discontent with the way life feels and the tribulations that life throws our way, that they just don't want to experience that anymore. Like, it's literally their higher self saying, no, like, this is so much, this is too much, we can't do it. And because the ego depletes itself once it's at a certain low point, you just get bound down, and then you possibly might commit suicide, because you can't take the pain and the sorrow and the terrible feelings of that we all experience. But luckily for us, and hopefully all of us watching this video, we don't have those tendencies, so we must remember to be and feel blessed for that. But what he's saying is, you're not a beggar for begging. You could beg, you could pray, you could beg, you could meditate, you could read all the scriptures you want. But really, what it is that we're chasing is inner happiness through all these external things that we do, like get a perfect job, get a good girl, get a pretty girlfriend, pretty boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. All the possessions in the world, nice haircut, nice shoes, nice car, nice holidays, everything, nice situation. You got to remember that some of the people with the littlest attributes in their life, little assets, you could call them, all our possessions are assets to us, because, well, I mean, useful ones anyway. But the people that have nothing can be the happiest. You see those children in Africa that are always smiling, and they're all together in a community, and they're all happy. That's amazing. That's what being human is. It's not about being like this, like working all day, working all day, working all day, working all day, working all day. That's me packing a box or something, or ripping off a fucking letter strip so I can post a letter, you know, all day. It's tragic, because we're people, we're human, we're so amazing, we're so capable, so creative, so innovative, so loving, so prosperous, so free, so liberated from the overwhelming emotions and instincts that animals can't comprehend because of their lack of conscious mind. But we've been blessed with the conscious mind, but we're wasting it with doing mindless jobs that make people mindless amounts of money that don't bring them happiness, because what really is making you happy is the voice inside you that is speaking to you, telling you good positive things rather than negative. I need more, I want more, I want that, I want this, I want what they have. That's lust. That is an ever collapsing void of never-ending sort of downward spiral of quality of mind and life, because it's never fulfilled. Chasing after something that can't be caught wastes everything you have. It withers you down, especially when you're not feeding yourself while you're chasing this. So if you're feeding yourself spiritually, you can achieve a lot. But if you are just mindlessly chasing wealth for the sake of it, and mindlessly chasing externalities that won't really fulfill your soul, then you need to rethink it, because what's really inside you is what is really making you happy, and what we all want is to be happy. That's why we're chasing these nice things in our life. But when we really need to understand, when it boils down to a certain point, it's all inside of us, and we need to recognize that, and you need to go within and discover it, because you will be left unhappy and discontent in life. You need to find it. However big your ego is, thinking, oh no, oh, spirituality, what is that? It's fake, all that BS. Mate, we are the spiritual, we are the spirit. So understand that and train your spirit and understand your spirit, and then maybe your life will come together and you won't have to chase all these false idols like materialistic items.